Hello there, fellow chalking friends. My name is Macon Maria, and I'm your independent Chalk Couture designer. And happy Saturday night. We are going to do a quick, down and dirty little project here because we are going back to basics. So, this is the problem that sometimes we have, right? You start watching me and you get kind of used to it, and then you kind of forget, okay, now it's time for me to chalk. What are the basics? So I'm going to kind of go through Chalking 101, how you chalk, what you need, how you take care of your transfers. It's going to be a relatively quick little project, but lots and lots of great information about how to actually accomplish this on your own. So, when you're going to chalk, there are a couple of supplies that you need to be prepared to have. One of them is a water bath, and it can be any. Nothing like being frozen right out of the gate. Alright, so Frozen is over, so hopefully we'll be clear for the rest of the video. I freeze every night. Sorry, someday I'll figure it out. But so when you're going to chalk, there's a couple of supplies you need. One of them is a water bath. You can use anything. You can use a bowl. I've seen Pyrex dishes used, disposable aluminum foil containers, a plastic tub, something that when you're done chalking, you can put your transfer in and get it wet until you're ready to clean it. So something, either a sink or a water bath. You need squeegees when you're going to chalk, and these are three of our more popular squeegees. There's the little mini squeegee baby guy. He's good for getting into tight little corners. Then there is the small squeegee. And as you notice, the squeegees are angled on one end. That's how you use them to squeegee. But this is the small squeegee, and this is the angled squeegee. They all work. They all have different jobs in the chalking world. But for most projects, right out of the gate, you'll use one of these two, the mini or the small squeegee. The angled one is nice for a bigger project. You're going to need something to stir your chalk with, and you can use a myriad of things. Popsicle sticks. I use these little... I guess they're called makeup, but Chalk Couture has some really cool ones that are too. So that you need a stir stick. You need Q-tips, but not necessarily. You only need a Q-tip if you need to clean up a little area. So these aren't necessarily necessary, but they're nice to have. And I use the Precision Q-tips. They have a point on them, and you can get them typically right in the makeup section next to the regular Q-tips. You need a surface that you're going to create on. You need a transfer, and we'll talk about that in a minute. You need a towel that has some fuzz to it, and it's always nice to have a microfiber towel type as well. And you need chalk paste in whatever color that you want to create in. So those are the basics of what you need in order to create a project. Oh, and wipes. You need baby wipes and disinfectant wipes. You don't necessarily need both. You can survive without either, but they are nice to have for cleaning the transfers as well as cleaning your squeegees, your fingers, but you don't need them. Water and a sink work just as well. So you don't need to invest in a lot of things in order to chalk. So, let's talk about the transfers. The transfers are a reusable silk screen. They come in cute little packages with instructions on the back as to how you use them and how to care for them. So, if you forget something, you can just take a look at it on the back, and it will tell you how to do that. It also tells you in the corner of the transfer what the name of the transfer is. That's a nice fact to know when it's time to put your transfers away, because you can store them right back in these little containers. You take your transfer out, and you'll notice it has a backing sheet to it, and then it has a transfer. Very similar to a sticker, or if when you were a kid and you had those chloroform little fun dolls that you got to move around where it had the backer and then the sticky stuff. So there's two sides to your transfer, and you have a surface. This is our small palette board. This is a 5x7, which works perfectly with our A size transfers, which are also 5x7s. They fit right on them, and they're made to go together. You can put smaller transfers on bigger surfaces, but this is a nice little fit. Hey Cindy, I saw you today at your candle making class, which was so much fun. Thank you very much for having us. And Carol is here. Oh, and then there's that crazy Texas group is watching. We're not even going to talk about that crazy Texas group that's watching us, because I'm sure they'll be heckling us here in a minute. Okay, so when you are going to prepare your surface to chalk, it kind of depends what your surface is. If your surface is a chalkboard, especially a Chalk Couture chalkboard, there's not much you need to do to it. You just kind of fuzz your transfer and go. If you are using wood, any type of wood surface, I highly recommend waxing your surface before you use it. And waxing is just a simple step. It's not a big, oh my gosh, I got a wax board. No, it's a quick and easy little process. You buy some form of paste wax, or you purchase little paste sticks from Chalk Couture. So these are really nice little like chapstick containers that have wax in them, and you can just wax. So this is not always easy to find, but hardware stores have it. But this is something you can order right off of the website. Oh, and the other thing I forgot to tell you you need is a form of water in a spray bottle works the best. So when you are getting ready to chalk, you take your board when it's wood and you wax it. And you just take your finishing paste and a rag, you just take a very small amount of it and you rub it on your board. That's how easy this is to prepare your board. So you just rub it on, and then I just give it a minute. You don't need a ton of time. You can leave it overnight. It won't hurt it to leave it overnight, and it absorbs more into the wood the longer you wait. But you don't need to wait that long. What the wax is doing is it's providing a barrier between the sticky part of the transfer and the surface upon which you are chalking on. Very nice to have to help with the longevity of your transfers, because your silk screens are reusable, and they say you can reuse them up to 8 to 12 times. And it all depends on how well you take care of them and what kind of surface you put them on as to how long you'll be able to use them. I have many transfers that I've used much longer than the 12 times, but it's because I'm careful as to the type of surface I put it on. I wax things often, and I really try to take good care of them. Taking good care of them is not hard to do. It's all about how you clean them, how you store them, and the surface that you put them on. So I put the little wax, I give it a minute, then I take another part of my waxing rag and I buff it off. It's that easy. Not big and complicated. If you don't do this, all that will happen is your transfer will stick harder to the surface, and it can make it harder to pull your transfer off. Because your transfers are a silk screen fabric, you can stretch your transfer. So you have to be careful with it when you pull it. If you have to pull really hard, you have more likelihood of stretching it. So that's why you want to be careful when you do that. Hey Virginia, happy Saturday night. So when you go to put your transfer on your surface, you put your transfer face down and you pull the backer off of the transfer. The reason that you do that is you don't want the back of your transfer to touch each other, because it's super sticky, and if you do that, you have a very good likelihood of not being able to get it apart, or when you pull it apart, you'll put holes in your transfer. So you can ruin your transfer if the back touches itself. So you want to be careful, and you want to not do that. But you take your transfer off of the backer, and the very first thing we do is we do a step called fuzzing. So I have a Chalk Couture fuzzing cloth. One side is terry cloth, one side is microfiber. And you can use any towel. You don't have to have this towel, but it's a very, very nice towel to have, because both sides of what you need are right here. And it's a really nice size. So I take my transfer and I put it on my fuzzing cloth, and what's happening is the transfer, when I pull it up, is going to pick up some of the lint off of the back, or off of the towel, and it makes it not quite as sticky. Again, making it easier for you to take it off of this surface that you're putting it on, and easier or less likelihood then of stretching it. So what I do is you take your transfer and you put it on your surface. You line it up, and you could use a ruler if you really want to make sure it's straight. I am an eyeballer because I don't like to measure anything, and I like to just eyeball it. You put it down and you push your air out, and you start in the middle and push out. You can see when you're doing it, you can see when you push if there's air in it, because you'll see the transfer, the silk screen kind of move. But you just go over it and you can see it when it's happening. Then you'll know if you have air. Now this is a palette board, so it has lines in it, but they're super close together. They're made that way on purpose so that you don't have to get, you're not going to get big globs of chalk in there. Okay, so we have taken our transfer off of our backer, we've put it on our surface, and we've gotten the air out. Before you chalk anything, before you do anything, because you got it all ready, you need to know what colors you're going to use, and you need to have them stirred and ready before you ever touch chalk to your surface. And the reason you want to do that is timing is of the essence. Chalk dries super quick, and you need it to not dry before you're done. So if you start up here and you take too much time, by the time you get down here, this will be dry. And when you go to pull your transfer off, the chalk has a likelihood of pulling off with your transfer if it's dried onto your transfer. So that's why drying is a big issue. So you have to go relatively quickly. And you'll know, as you're putting it on down here, you'll be able to see, uh-oh, this is drying. And there's a few tricks that we've done in lots of videos about how to kind of help that not dry out if you're doing a more complicated project. But this is a nice, quick, easy little, there's not a lot of screen, there's not a lot of detail. We're going to do this bad boy in 3 colors, and he's not going to dry on us, we hope. So, I have my decisions made as to how I'm going to put my colors on, what colors I'm going to use, and where I'm going to put them, long before I ever touch chalk paste to my surface. So I'm going to do this project in 3 colors. I'm going to use Peacock, Parakeet, and Storm. They are 3 colors that go very, very well together, and they look very striking on my white surface. When you're picking your colors, that's the types of things you want to think about, is what color is your surface, what color is the room that you're going to put them in, and what look are you trying to go for. So what color do you want to be more dominant, what color do you want to be less dominant, and that helps you decide where your placement is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do with, in Storm, Small Things, Great Love in Parakeet, and these cute little leaves in, do Small Things, Great Love in Peacock, and our leaves in Parakeet. And it's going to look super cute when we're done. So, hang on, ladies. Here we go. You ready? Whew. Okay, so I open up my chalk. The first thing I do is I stir it. And anybody that has watched any of my videos knows the answer. We stir it to a certain consistency, and that consistency is sour cream or yogurt. So you're stirring it up, and you can feel as you're pushing the chalk, is there a lot of resistance to it? Is it stiffer? Do I need to add water? And if I need to add water, I have my spray bottle, and I just 1, maybe 2 sprays at most. You can always add more, but you can't take it out once you put it in. So, and I can tell immediately once I put it in and I stir it up that, okay, I'm much looser now, much more loose. And I'm good to go, okay? And then, oops, I don't have any more green ones in here. And then I start with my green. And I get this guy going. And he does need a little water. Now, I tell you, this parakeet one always seems to be a little more stiff when I first open it up. So I always end up adding a little water to it. So I am good to go. So while I'm stirring these up, thank you so very much, Virginia, for sharing my video, and you're reminding me that, ladies, if you and gentlemen, if you could please share my video, especially while I'm live. If you're not live, share it away. It does help me greatly when you share my video. So thank you all very much every time you share. I so much appreciate it. If you are not watching me live and you are watching my replay, you can still share it. And that, again, helps me. So I thank you very much. Okay, so I'm all stirred up and I'm ready to go. So the next thing I do is I pick my squeegee as to which one I'm going to use. Now, you don't need 3 squeegees. I just happen to have 3 squeegees, so I'm going to use them. But you could have a baby wipe or a paper towel or Kleenex. I mean, you could have something with you so that as I change my color, I can wipe it off. Okay? Or I could put it in my water bath and wash it. But if I do that, I'm taking more time, which is causing more drying. So I need a wet something to help me out very closely. You could use a towel. You could just have a towel, and I wouldn't use my really pretty Chalk. This is like gold to me. I would not use my really pretty Chalk Couture one to wipe my paste on. I would just, you could wipe it right on a towel, and then you just throw these in the washing machine, and the chalk comes right off. Because it's washable, which is lovely about it. Okay, so I have my colors all planned out, my transfer planned out, and I have which squeegee, and I know where and when I'm going to use it. So, I'm ready to start chalking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my mini one, because I'm going to go in to these little spaces, so I want something smaller to get in there. So I'm going to start with my storm color, which is my really pretty gray, and I'm just going to squeegee. Now when I squeegee up and down. I don't squeegee flat. If I squeegee flat, I get a big blob. If I squeegee up and down, I get a clean, crisp, not lots of gloppy chalk. Okay? I don't want the gloppy chalk because when I pull it off, it's going to look gloppy. So I just cover up my silk screen, and I'm going to leave it a little thicker, and then I'm going to squeegee off that excess when I'm done, because again, that's one of the tricks to avoiding drying. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my peacock color, which is my really pretty blue. And again, I'm going to squeegee up and down, and I'm just going to go right on here. And this is a fast, quick little project. Doing these projects can be very simple, very stress-free, very relaxing. This is a great little hobby to have. And if you enjoy this, we have this great thing called Club Couture, where monthly you can get a transfer 3 paste colors in the mail, and every month you could have a new project to do. So it's really kind of a nice little opportunity to have some fun and just have a transfer delivered to your door every month. And if you are interested in Club Couture, all you need to do in the comments is comment club, and I will send you the information. It's $19.99 a month, and the transfer just comes right to your door. It's really super cool, and it's a great fun thing to do, especially with girlfriends. Okay, so I'm all covered up, got my silk screen covered up. I'm going to go back now to the first color I did and clean up that excess that I left on so I didn't dry. I'm all covered, and see, you can still see my words. I don't have big, thick, gloppy paste on my transfer. When it's time to pull my transfer, this is where I want to be cautious and conscious of stretching it. So I started in the corner, I go to the middle, and I pull from the middle. And I just pull it right off. And just like beautiful magic, I have this super cute and adorable little sign to put in my house. Look at how cute that is! Oh my goodness, I love these colors together. So this is the transfer, Do Small Things with Great Love. It's an A-size transfer. It's $9.99, and it's on our 5x7 palette board, which is also $9.99. So this is a really nice little project. And check it out. It stands up all by itself. Look, Mom, no hands. Isn't that fun? And it's washable. So this particular board, this is the 3rd project I've put on this board. because chalk is washable. It's a super great feature. So, I'll give you this example. My 10-year-old daughter made this for me today. Isn't it cute? Look at what a great job she did. And then I got it from my mama. So she made this for me. But it's chalk. It's not going to go anywhere. It dries hard. But if I wanted to, I could spray this with water and wash it off, and then I can re-chalk my chalkboard. So it's a really nice way to have the opportunity to be creative and express yourself, but at the same time, not have 5 million chalkboards in your house. Because you can change it up, and you can change it for the season, you can change it for your mood, you can change it for fall, spring, summer, winter. It's really a nice feature to chalk, is that it does have that washability to it. So, this is our cute little project for the evening. If you are interested in any of these products, you can go to www.chalkcouture.com/MakeItMaria, and you can see everything that we have available right there. If you would like to be added to my VIP group, and my VIP group is Making Maria's VIP group. It's a Facebook group. And in that group, what we do is we talk about the Club Couture transfer. We do some special things in there with that. If I'm going to, I tend to offer some specials on deals for transfers and pastes and things like that. I do that in that group because if I'm going to offer anything at a on sale type price, I need to do it in a closed group. So if you would like to be part of that group, all you need to do in the comments is type in add me, and I will send you the link on how you add yourself to the Making Maria VIP group. If you are interested in being somebody like me, or curious at all about what the heck am I doing, and first of all, why am I doing it, and what kind of fun am I having, and what's the advantage to being a designer for the company, you can type in the comments opportunity, and I will send you some information about all the great things that Chalk Couture offers, and why it's such a great thing to do. So, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to put them in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, because I do go back and I do look at the comments. So if you have questions and you're watching the replay, type in it just as if you were live, and I will answer them. I think that's all I got for you tonight, ladies. So thank you so much for watching me this evening. And if you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, I will be back at you tomorrow night, and we'll do some more Sunday night fun chalking. And have a great night. Thanks so much for watching.